Well, there is what we call a transfer dilemma at Arsenal on who should be the striker of Arsenal next summer. This summer. Who are they going to go in for this summer? It has been a huge debate. Most people believe Arsenal need to get in a number 9, and others believe that they should go in for number 9 that is not as costly as supposed to be, because they have people that can score goals and they are supposed to reinforce elsewhere. It's a huge debate, and it has also gone ahead to cause a lot of bafflement into the side of Arsenal. And the board is in what we call a dilemma, because they are what we call high price strikers, that are really proven, and there are those that are really a work in progress, raw diamonds that really have a very huge goal to obviously come and compete at that level. That is where Brian Brobbey to Arsenal hint comes in through to obviously get you to where we are right now. Good morning, the viewers of the it's the Rokani Media Football. I'm sorry, it's 21st of May 2024, and hope you guys are really gonna give us the best that we deserve onto this channel in as far as your viewership is concerned. Continue to subscribe. We are talking Brian Brobbey, we are talking Gyökeres, we are talking Man City Trophy Parade, we are talking Trevor Chalobah in there for you, and we are here to wait and see how Chelsea have gone ahead obviously come up to see to it that all goes the way they want it in Trevor Chalobah. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, we thank Allah for the gift of life and Barakallahu Fikum, and we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the living true God and Allah embroaden your chances, your ways, to see to it that He really get to know the meaning of God and Allah and their impact in your life today, the 21st, and may you come here to manifest that it was Allah, all God, that made you go through that. 500 likes onto this video. When we reach the summer transfer window, all you want to do is a vibe of really smashing the like button, and this video will go to the corners of the world that we've never reached, and that's really our aim, to reach where we've never reached. That's why we tell you continue to subscribe, and this summer transfer window would love to see close to 20,000 people add themselves on this channel. I would love to end this summer transfer window with 40,000 subscribers, and we've started, and it showed me yesterday that you guys are really willing to go. Now, there is a story that was put out by Miguel Delany. He works for The Independent, and he's a chief football writer at The Independent. He told us that Arsenal wants to sign a striker before pre-season with two main targets on the short list. With two main targets on the short list are all being Ajax forward Brian Brobbey and Sporting Lisbon, all CP target man Viktor Gyökeres. Now, I've talked about Viktor Gyökeres for a very, very long time. Now, let me talk about Brian Brobbey. Brian Brobbey is still young as compared to Viktor Gyökeres. Viktor Gyökeres is going to be making 26 years of age, meaning that he's 4 years older than Brian Brobbey. Brian Brobbey is this kind of striker that was born on the 1st of February 2002, and he made 22 years this year. Now, this season, he has been playing for Ajax. He has played 30 games in the Eredivisie. He has scored 18 goals and 8 assists. That is Brian Brobbey for you. In the KNVB Cup, he has gone ahead to score 1 goal in 1 match. UEFA Europa League, 8 games and scored 3 goals. That is Brian Brobbey for you. In total, Brian Brobbey has 22 goals this season and a total of 8 assists this season, and is playing for Ajax. Now, people will ask themselves as to why Arsenal is in for Brian Brobbey, and they're in a contention, or they are in a discussion to choose who they're supposed to bring in. Now, for Brian Brobbey, one, you'll get him on a chip. I tell you, at 30 million euros, old 40, you can get in Brian Brobbey. And if you have gone ahead to really look at Brian Brobbey, he's that kind of striker that ticks all the boxes that all Arsenal fans are talking about. One of the factors Sorry, one of the reasons I'm going to hate to say Arsenal fans flaunt a lot is all about the physicality and bullying other defenders. This guy is a bully. He's strong and he's tall. That is Brian Brobbey for you. To really bring you up to speed, Brian Brobbey is 1.8 meters tall. You know what that means? 1.8 meters tall. That's the height of this Dutch international. And he has all the skill sets that you'd love to see into your striker. And he's young, you know. He has Champions League experience. He played with Erik ten Hag in the Champions League at Ajax. He has UEFA Europa League experience. He has ever gone ahead to win. He knows what winning is all about. He has won trophies with Erik ten Hag at the side of Ajax. And he has continued to put in the required shift every time he has been called upon. At the age of 22, if you really add all that to what Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to do to what we call the players that has gone ahead to bring in through the club of Arsenal, in as far as really improving them is concerned, tell me the reason why Arsenal shouldn't go for this guy. Because first and foremost, he's cheap. He's a cheap option for the club of Arsenal. And with the budget of Arsenal they have, you know, they want to obviously strengthen hugely. And I think they'll be having all the allowance to do that. You know, I know why they're going in for Brian Brobbey. Proven talent, scouted by teams like Man United. He's really one of those players that you would want to obviously see coming through and really do the needful at your side. And you would obviously want to get him at the club of Arsenal. I know very many Arsenal fans are really blindfolded by very many people in there for you. But I think for the striker line or for the striker option, I think even if Arsenal goes for this guy, for me, I won't have any problem with them because they're having a player known as Kai Havertz who has played just half of the season as a centre forward. He has gone ahead to register 13 goals. You get? Now, imagine if at all Arsenal starts the Premier League season with this guy leading the line, how many is he going to score? I think he can really score 20 goals that you've always gone ahead to ask from a striker, because he has showed us that in the limited time Kai Havertz has gone ahead to be played as that number 9. He has gone ahead to score goals, and you're having Gabriel Jesus because we all know that Edin Ketia is going to give way to these players and he's not going to be part of the side of Arsenal because he has been having limited game time when no other striker is in, meaning that when Arsenal gets another striker, they'll find themselves in a position of really getting what we call of him not getting enough playing time. That is the man called Edin Ketia for you. So Brian Brobbey ticks lots of boxes at coming in at Arsenal. He can accept to be what we call a second choice striker. You understand? But it's something that I don't think that Gyökeres is going to come in through and really admit. You know, I think Gyökeres would like to come into the team straight and lead the line. And for Mikel Arteta, he's this kind of manager who believes that you have to go in his team on merit. So that is Brobbey for you, meaning that he's really one of those players that will save money for the club of Arsenal. You understand? And their budget is really going to be like £250 million, meaning that if you're planning to go in for 2 central midfielders, of which each will cost you a minimum of like £80-90 million, then you have to find yourself in a situation of really choosing on either to get in one central midfielder at £100 million and one centre forward between 80 and 100 million pounds. You understand? So that is exactly what happens in the transfers. Now, when you go to Viktor Gyokeres, we all know his numbers. They are really crazy. They are really crazy. And this is what he ended up his season with. Is their season over? 33 games played, 29 goals scored and 10 assists in the league. That is Liga Portugal. UEFA Europa League, 9 games, 5 goals. Two matches in the Taca da Liga and scored 3 goals. Those are 37 goals and 12 assists. You know, now I have really found something in my head, and I know why Arsenal now are really looking at Brian Brobbey. The reason is simple. When you look at this man, how many seasons back? 4 seasons back, because he's going to be making 26 years of age. He has going to hit this level 4 years later. Where was he playing 4 years back? 4 years back, when he was 21 years of age, that was 2020. Where was he playing? He was playing in the championship, right? He was playing in the championship. Then 2021, 2022, he played for Coventry, and that's when he left and came in and went ahead to play in Sweden. But his last season at Coventry, 2022, 2023, 49 games, 21 goals and 12 assists. When you look at Brobbey, right? Brobbey, he started to play for Ajax in 2020, 2021, right? And those are 1, 2, 3. That was in 2020. Those are 4 years back, meaning that he was just 18 years of age. He played 12 games, 3 goals and 1 assist. 2021, 2022, he was playing for Ajax, 11 games, 7 goals and 1 assist. And remember, he wasn't the main striker. He was coming off the bench. And 2022, 2023, he was made the main striker. First season, 32 games, 13 goals and 3 assists. Then this season, 30 games, 18 goals and 8 assists. Now, whose trajectory is really very impressive if you are to compare it to their age? I think that's why Arsenal is looking elsewhere at this guy. I tell you, if I'm Arsenal, I go for Brobbey. Why? He hasn't hit his prime. He has 3-4 years left to hit his prime, but he's almost hitting numbers of Gyökeres that is hitting in his prime, and Gyökeres is costing ×2 the amount of money that Brobbey is really gonna cost. You understand? And why is Arsenal looking at Brobbey? They want to give Julian Timber a very close partner. Remember, Julian Timber was playing at Ajax. Brobbey was with Timber for very many seasons. You understand? He was with him for like 3 seasons at Ajax. So, if you want to see to it that you make Timber comfortable and feel at home, get him this guy at Arsenal, who is going to come in through and really bond with him well, because they can speak Dutch, they've been together at Ajax, they play together the Dutch national team, and make him feel at home. And that's why people don't know why Arsenal hurried to give Jorginho a contract. When you look at Kai Havertz and how he has gone here to perform, one of the factors is he found a player whom he was easily bonding with at Chelsea and found him at Arsenal. That is Jorginho. He has gone ahead to acclaim it or acknowledge it in public. So I think it's one of the hidden reasons why Arsenal might be looking to bring in Brobbey. That is it. And if at all I'm Arsenal, I go for Brobbey over Gyökeres. I know most of you are going to really urge me out, but look at the facts. I'm going to let you know that the factors, all the importance, all the positives, all the boxes that the signing of Brobbey ticks to those that Gyökeres ticks. Gyökeres is a very good striker, but you can't tell me that he should cost Arsenal £86 million. That's no way. No way. I tell you, you bring in Gyökeres at like 40 million euros, he does a better job than Gyökeres. That is it. The other one was playing for Bologna. You understand? And his stats are really very, 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 very amazing. You know, look at the Morals. You know, I think Arsenal have a point, and if at all Brobbey is kicking into the argument, I think Arsenal have something huge they've gonna hit to discover. But we wait and see who Arsenal are really gonna go for, because they've been scouting very many strikers, meaning that Arsenal is gonna sign a striker this season. And Brobbey, for me, I would go for him any day ahead of Gyökeres, because he's still young, 22 years of age. He's really willing to come in through as a Royal Diamond to see to it that Mikel Arteta polishes him to become a better player. Gyökeres people, fans of Arsenal who want him here, will be like, Rokani, just because you support Man United, you don't want us to get in Gyökeres. But I tell you, the good example is at Rasmus Højlund. Look at Rasmus Højlund. You know, everyone was like, Manchester United should go in for Harry Kane. Look at Rasmus Højlund. You know, his debut season in the Premier League and the entire season, he has gone ahead to score 16 goals and put up 2 assists. He still has 1 more game to go. I think Arsenal might be looking at that and say, all right, United brought in Rasmus Højlund and got them 16 goals a season. Arsenal creates more chances for its number 9s if you bring in a youngster like him who has more experience, because I tell you, Brobbey has more experience than Rasmus Højlund. That turns out into him even scoring more, I tell you, because he's good in the air, he's good on the floor, hold up play great, plays well with his back to goal, and he plays well with his face to goal. That is this guy, and he's really very clinical. I'm talking about Brobbey. Now, let's leave Arsenal and let's go to another team in London known as Chelsea. They're having a youngster or a player that I've gone ahead to admire a lot, and I think injuries have gone ahead to really be a problem to him, but I think he's really good. Trevor Chalobah has proved his determination to fight for his place under a number of managers, with the likes of Frank Lampard, Thomas Tuchel, and now Mauricio Pochettino rating him among the best defenders at Chelsea. I was really perturbed why Chelsea was thinking of letting this guy go. He can play as a right back, he can play in the central defense, and that's why Thomas Tuchel wanted him to be signed by Bayern Munich, but I think the injury really failed him. Instead of Bayern Munich going in for Sergi Boy, they were going in for Chalobah, but Chalobah really went ahead to get a setback of an injury, and now he has gone ahead to prove all these managers, and I'm like, it's one of the things I talked about, that Chalobah is a very good player, but he has gone ahead to obviously find himself playing for 3 or 4 different managers: Frank Lampard, Thomas Tuchel, Mauricio Pochettino, and even this other guy called what's his name? His name is running out of my head. Graham Potter. So playing for 4 or 5 managers and you please them all is not easy, meaning that you've got something special in you. And for me, Trevor Chalobah, he's supposed to dust Chelsea. He has gone ahead to come in through late, but his season has gone ahead to see to it that he scores goals for Chelsea and has gone ahead to act as a patch where needed. You know, if you want him to play as a left back, he can do that. Central defense, he can. Right-sided centre back, he can do that. That's what Trevor Chalobah gets you at the side of Chelsea. So I think it will be very naive to really dispose him off. And I think Chelsea shouldn't be looking any further than Trevor Chalobah. You know, I know Thiago Silva has gone ahead to leave, but you're having defenders that can come in through and really be stiff into that central defense and really make it watertight. For example, you're having Disasi, Badiashile, Levi Colwill, you're having Chalobah, who else? They're having like 5 central defenders. So there is even Wesley Fofana, who is expected to be part of this team next season because the season of Chelsea is over and he is having any problem. So for me, in my perspective, I tell you, I keep Chalobah at Chelsea on any day. I keep him at Chelsea on any day, and I don't let him go because I see gold in him. And he's still a young player. You know, when you look at his age, Chalobah, when you look at Trevor Chalobah, he's just 24 years of age. Just 24 years of age. And he made his debut, I think, under Frank Lampard. And that is really very important. And Thomas Tuchel in there for you. 13 games this season, and he's going to hit to score 1 goal. That is Trevor Chalobah for you. I think he needs to obviously get back and compete to see how he's really going to make himself better look at the side of Chelsea. Right? And I think it will be a wise decision. Though, they might be looking to sell him off to obviously get in money to bring in other players. But I think this guy has a very huge ceiling. And he deserves his chance. He has a very good ceiling. His ceiling is really high. Very, very high ceiling according to me. And we just have to wait and see how things are going to pan out in there for this guy. Now let's go to the Man City correspondent for the Manchester Evening News. He's known as Simon Bajkowski. He has told us that Man City's 2023-2024 parade will take place on Sunday, 26th May, between 7:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. The route will run from the National Football Museum through Cathedral Gardens and alongside Dean's Gate. Now, they're going to hate to make it that way because they know they're going to be playing the final on a Saturday. If they happen to win the FA Cup, that will be a complete double taken by the club of Man City. If they happen not to win it, I think they'll have to celebrate the Premier League. But I think the plan is a good one, and wait to see how things are going to pan out. And I think on Friday, I'll come here to bring you the match preview on the side of Man City. And if at all you'll be willing to watch the preview on the side of Man United, United Matters channel is the place to be. Rokani David is the guy in front of your camera. Good morning. More stories are really coming up. Yesterday I disappointed you. I came in late, did only 2, but today we've gone ahead to come in with the vibe. And we thank God for the gift of life, and Allah too. We thank Allah for the gift of life. Bye-bye. See you in the next video. And I think in the next 2-3 hours, I'm going to come back with more and more guests from your favorite teams. And the transfer is hugely kicking in with the gurus like Fabrizio Romano, David Austin, Di Marzio, name it. They are coming in through with the huge facts that you need to know. We out.